firstread, MSN, Outlook, more, autos, my MSN, video, careers and jobs, personals, weather, Delish, quotes, white pages, games, real estate, Wonderwall, horoscopes, shopping, yellow pages, local edition, traffic, feedback, maps and directions, travel, full MSN index, Bing, nbcnews.com, today, nightly news, meet the press, Dateline, MSNBC, breaking news, Newsvine, home, US, world, politics, business, sports, entertainment, health, tech, science, travel, local, weather, advertise vertical bracket ad choices, recommended, first thoughts, Obama's tough challenge ahead, recommended, U.S. hopes half of G20 countries will support Syria action after summit, recommended, first thoughts, wooing the left, recommended, Republican Congressman chides Cruz for Syria rhetoric, header point top underscore header left curly bracket background image. Journal http://cd.lib.newsvine.com/chrome/firstread/images/header.jpg equals 10,462 right curly bracket footer point links left curly bracket background image. Journal http://cd.lib.newsvine.com/chrome/firstread/images/footer.jpg right curly bracket. The first place for news and analysis from the NBC News political unit. Follow us on Twitter. About this blog archives. Email updates follow on Twitter. Subscribe to RSS. Updated 31 minutes ago. First thoughts, Obama's tough challenge ahead. Obama's tough challenge ahead. He has 96 hours to turn things around in Capitol Hill. What happens to the president if the authorization goes down to defeat? Obama will have a full-fledged political crisis in his hands today as Senate activity. Reid briefly convenes the Senate to put authorization on the calendar. August job numbers, 169,000 jobs added. Unemployment rate drops to 7.3%. And White House Chief of Staff McDonough to appear on Meet the Press. By Chuck Todd, Mark Murray, and Domenico Montanaro. President Obama responds to NBC News Chuck Todd's question about whether or not he asked for an expanded list of targets in Syria, saying, "That report is inaccurate. What we have consistently talked about is something limited and proportionate that would degrade Assad's capabilities." Obama's tough challenge ahead. What started out as the Obama White House's promising start to win Capitol Hill support for military strikes in Syria, getting congressional leaders like John Boehner and Nancy Pelosi on board, as well as the pro-Israel group AIPAC, has hit a brick wall of opposition. An unusual alliance of liberal Democrats and conservative Republicans has come out against intervention. The polls show that the public is deeply skeptical about military action. And Senator John McCain, RAZ, who voted for authorization out of committee, faced tough questions at an Arizona town hall yesterday. What's more, President Obama went into the G20 without additional support for intervention, and he leaves the G20 without additional support. This all sets up a situation in which the Obama administration and its allies have 96 hours to change the momentum. If they were going to get Congress to pass an authorization approving limited action in Syria. Does Obama address the nation next week to better sell this to the public and their representatives? Only way he doesn't is if the White House abruptly decides Congress is a lost cause. Does his challenge get easier or harder when most members actually return to Washington next week? The White House hopes it gets easier. Does the administration start making the argument to its members what might happen in the budget/debt ceiling fights if the authorization goes down to defeat? This is a semi-desperation